There is this one scene in Spy 2 that has kept me up at night. It's a movie that came out in 2025. It stars the usual suspects. You know, Henry Cavill, Ryan Gosling, Chris Hemsworth, all the good boys, and it's directed by the same guy who did the first Spy movie. You know, it's basically the same plot as the first movie with some changes. I'm not going to spoil what those changes are, but there's one scene that has kept me up at night. So basically, in the beginning of the movie, there's this car chase. Now, we've seen car chases before. It's nothing new. But there's this one part of the car chase where our main character, played by Ryan Gosling, he's driving through this tunnel, and there's another car, tailing him, trying to, crash into him. And they're both going pretty fast. Okay, so far, so good. Nothing really too crazy. Now, when they get to the end of the tunnel, the other car tries to T-bone him, so they swerve to avoid that. And then our driver, Ryan Gosling's character, he goes over this ramp and lands on the hood of another car. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. The car that he landed on, the hood of the car, it goes flying. It just leaves the earth. Like, it's supposed to be this ramp where it goes up and then down. But the car just goes flying, and it hits this other car, sending that car into the air as well. Now, at this point, I was like, okay, movie magic, right? Like, it's a stunt. They probably had to do that like 20 times to get it right. But then the camera follows the car that's airborne, and it's kind of shaky because our guy, Ryan Gosling's character, he's hanging on to it. So we can see the other car crash in slow motion. But then the camera shakes because the car that's airborne, it hits the other car, and now it's kind of like a 3-car pileup. But then the car that Ryan Gosling is hanging on to goes flying. I don't know if you've ever been in a car accident before, but when cars get totaled like that, they usually stay on the road. They don't go flying off the road, but this one does, and it sends cars flying off the road like it's a video game. Now, the reason why this scene keeps me up at night is not because of the car stuff. It's not because of the action. It's actually because of the dialogue in the scene. Ryan Gosling's character, he turns to the woman who's in the car with him and he says, "Do you have a plan?" She replies, "No, but I have a feeling." And then they both look at each other and they share this knowing smile. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. Because that line, "I have a feeling," that's like a line that you would hear in like a cheesy 80s rom-com, right? But it's out of place in this movie. This is an action movie. You shouldn't have feelings in an action movie. There's no time for feelings. But that line has stuck with me for months. It's like, I can't get it out of my head. And I think it's because we're so used to hearing that line and around. When we hear it in an action movie, it just doesn't fit. It's like, it's out of place. It's like hearing the theme song from Friends playing during a horror movie. It just doesn't fit. Anyways, if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, well, I guess you'll just have to watch the movie to find out what the heck I am talking about. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.